Liverpool FC vs Manchester City Carling Cup 25th of the 1st 2012 SelMcKenzie Selzer-McKenzie. Author D.Selzer-McKenzie. My tip: win for Manchester. In this second return match of the semi-final of the Carling Cup, two large English teams, for which this by the way is already the fourth duel in this season, will meet on the Wednesday evening. First they played Stadium in the Championship in the Canfield at the end of November last year, draw 1-1, and have the citizens celebrated a victory of even 3-0 at the beginning of this year at once to that also in the Championship on a land of one's own. Liverpool then plans a triumph of 1-0 in the first semi-final game of the Carling Cup for the end, celebratedly and to be more precise 14 days ago in Manchester. The hosts surely plan an easier work in front of himself, but the fact now that they've credited only a point in the last 3 rounds of the Premiership, not speaks for them at all in this return match. The beginning, 25th of the 1st 2012. 20:45. They have fallen after that on the 7th place, namely, while the leading one on the other hand is still Manchester City Centre, around 3 points after 3 victories behind each other in front of the town rival United. Of course this short-term form is not decisive in most cases from the Championship in the Cup, what the first semi-final game of these rivals confirms best. However, we nevertheless have the impression that the team of Liverpool has not achieved the necessary maturity for the top yet. Because of this, coach has also got a Dalglish quite after 2 defeats in consequence, and only a draw as its charges in the season further course will react, where its only aim is the Europaplatz and to be more precise the Champions League. But this one is Chelsea, fourth put at the moment in the lead, around 6 points, therefore they must primarily ensure themselves only in the Carling Cup and only then ease a little change to the attack on this 4th position. Of course this aim is they have already done half the work much more nearly, though in Manchester, but they must very cleverly play also at the return match now, particularly in the defence, which will quite certainly be for the greatest temptations stand. Because of this is very important for the hosts that Aja comes in the last rather recovered, while Captain Gerhard also will mean much, which will make up the first row of the defence of Liverpool together with Adam in the midfield. What concerns the attack, Carroll will be in the foreground again, and even 3 will work offensive midfield players behind him, specified by the written Downing. These still are not the injured midfield players Lucas and Spearing, as well as the go-getter suspended, Suarez, in the competition. Expected list: Liverpool: Reina, Johnson, Skrtel, Aja, Jose Enrique, Adam, Gerhard, Maxi Rodriguez, Henderson, Downing, Carroll. The defeat against the town rival United in the FA Cup, as well as this one already mentioned after many have been the opinion in the first semi-final match of the Carling Cup against Liverpool, that the team of Manchester City Centre expects the same scenario also in the Premier League. But obviously Mancini has weighed up coaches well, what is the most important at this moment and to which competition one should pay more attention. The citizens have celebrated, and then also in one of the derbies of Tottenham the third party put against at home, what in the last 2 rounds only to guest at Wigan, so the town rival has 3 points more than it. Furthermore, do they secure? They can therefore do something eased with the Reds, play this meeting now. But in this case the question surely is, as the Carling Cup is importantly to Mancini at all, particularly since they are in the minus after the first match with a goal. But this one announced list after going, want to try the guests in the Canfield Stadium to catch up with this minimal delay with a patient and disciplined game within the 90 minutes. The winner of this duel, therefore, you do not exclude at all that you decide first after the prolongations or even the penalty kicks. The brothers Toure are not, besides the suspended, lasting again in the team since they are at the African Championship. Company of this match probably also will miss Balotelli for the same reason. A punishment was already announced because of beating the midfield player of Tottenham Parker deliberately in the last round of the Premiership, and it, although it may not 4 games, join in. Expected list: City Centre: Hard, Richards, Savic, Lescourt, Clichy, Barry, Milner, Silva, Aguero, Nasri, Dzeko. In view of the victory of the Reds in the first match, the guests do not have another choice from Manchester in this return match but Stadium to try the same in the Canfield. if they would like to get further at the end, while the hosts will not act at all so rashly on the other side, since they would achieve the placing in the great final also with a draw.